Hello, welcome. I'm moderator joined by CCP Fozzie, and we'll be bringing you Phoebe Freeport Republic versus A Band Apart. PFR have brought not one but two Scorpion Navy issues, two Sleipnirs, a Hound, a Purifier, another Purifier, a Manticore, and a second Hound, I believe.
Yeah, and meanwhile, A Band Apart have gone full Mimitar rush here. Double Sleipnir, Scimitar, double Vagabond, Jackdaw, double Sveeple, Flycatcher, Crucifier. All autocannon fit. Actually, both sides, Sleipnirs are all autocannon fit. This is a very mobile rush team. This is not something we've seen a lot of Vagabonds in the tournament. It happens occasionally, not generally considered the super strong ship. But the match has now begun. I think A Band Apart's going to murder zone this Scythe really quickly. Let's see whether they can get him down.
Look at that rush off the break from the Band Apart right on top of
So
Phoebe
fast.
Freeport. We got the missile guidance computers already on top of the Pounds, the Manticore, and the Navy Scorpions. They'll be doing so much less application.
Already a bunch of damage being applied to Rick's Javik's Sleipnir, though. We'll see. All right, he does have reps on him from the Scimitar. We'll see how long he can hold on. These are cruise-fit Navy Scorpions, which is not unusual and is fine, but it's probably not what they would have loved to have coming up against the Band Apart team. They would rather have rapid heavies. It's going to be a close-range fight. And we're going to see who actually Phoebe loses first. We got tackle on both the Sleipnirs. That probably is just screening. Damage on the Hounds. Okay, they're going to try to kill the Hounds first. But Rix is dropping really fast. If he can't pull himself back here, then that's going to be a lot of DPS off the field.
So I kind of like what they're doing here. They've got the support wing of the Sviples on top of those Hounds. They're trying to kill the Hounds, and then they're putting their main core on top of the Sleipnir. But the Sleipnir is ASB boosting just enough to keep himself up alive.
He is not, however, getting reps from the Scythe right now. I think the Scythe may just be a bit too far away. I'm not sure what's going on with him. He does have a jam effect on him now that from the ECM drones, but already both the Sleipnirs off the field for A Band Apart. This is a really rough start for them. This team needed to get some fast kills. The fact that they got that Sleipnir of Phoebe Freeport of Phoenix down to low shields, but then lost Rix and he was able to pull himself back is crushing for them.
Yeah, that's just too much. They've lost all their links. They have no skirmish. They have no shield resist now. Mm-hmm. That Scimitar is going to have to do so much work in order to keep the Vagabonds up that are already using their ASBs. And in exchange, they've only got a Hound into about low shield. They're going to kill the Scythe, but it's too little too late, I think.
If they'd killed the Scythe right away and then been able to get into the second stage of the fight where they had to just burn through ASBs and not have to worry about the Scythe, I think that would have been a pretty good start. But killing him now after you've lost both the Sleipnirs, unfortunately, it looks like Band Apart is in some big trouble here. They are taking down bombers, which is good. They do have their Scimitar, though, tackled. That's the correct move from Phoebe. They've got tackle on him. They've got the cruise missiles on him. Yeah, and there he goes, dropping down.
APA could have maybe pulled it back had their Scimitar stayed alive and their Vagabonds had killed the Purifiers and they'd played perfectly and killed the Sleipnirs. But without that Scimitar, there's not a whole lot they can do. And now their Vagabonds are heavy grappled by the Navy Scorpions. Their Jackdaws into low shields, and I think Phoebe's just going to run away with it.
Yeah, I think by the time they lost the Sleipnirs, just brawling with double Navy Scorpion, double Sleipnir is going to be really hard. And at this point, it's too far gone. Band Apart trying to do something different. I think they're hoping to be surprising with this setup. Very, very fast. They knew that they didn't want to face some of these rapid heavy teams. The Onyx and the Bargus would have both been trouble for this, which is why they banned them. But unfortunately, just not able to break through these Sleipnirs before they lost theirs.
So tell us a little bit about the Vagabond. Why would you choose to bring that in this format?
It is an extremely fast ship, heavy assault cruiser with some good DPS with autocannons. It does have a local shield boosting bonus. You can fit an ASB as well. In a lot of ways, kind of like a smaller version of the Sleipnir. It works for this kind of fight where you're going to be counting on maybe a quick Logi trade, and then you are going to be boosting to keep yourself alive a bit longer after that. But unfortunately, the speed advantage isn't needed as much in this kind of arena format. And in practice, you're just better off often with Navy Hurricanes, for one more point, with Sleipnirs, or just going with things that provide other utility like Rooks.
Yeah, just to reiterate, I would have preferred, again, to see them bring something with maybe more links, a heavier brawling ship that could maybe take on the Navy Scorpions and those command ships. Vagabond's not really cut out for the task. The Vagabond then being neuted and webbed, he's going to go down pretty quickly.
Yeah, the Vagabond really shines when you can skirmish, when you can take the fight and then disengage. There's no disengaging in the Alliance tournament. You're stuck in this arena, and you need to actually be able to brawl it out at the end of the day.
Yeah, you can't leave the arena unless you're in a Sleipnir, and you
Yeah, you're welcome to leave the arena, but you'll be doing it in a pod, as some people discovered yesterday, and as many people discovered over the course of Alliance tournament history. So now we've just got a mop up at this point. Phoebe Freeport have lost everything but their core, but these are strong tanking ships in their core. Navy Scorpion, Sleipnirs, a really strong team from Phoebe Freeport here. Double Navy Scorpion, double Sleipnir. The Scythe, a bit of a weak link. Tech 1 Logi cruisers, often considered very squishy for a tournament like this, very easy to kill. But then they had a lot of DPS, double Purifier, double Hound, Manticore. This is a really, really, really high DPS team, and it showed. They were able to burn through Ricks very, very quickly.
Yeah, they had 5 bombers and they had 2 Navy Scorpions. That's a few thousand damage worth of missile damage alone. Sleipnirs just can't hold under that even with Scimitar reps and their ASB going full out. They're going to just melt, and they did. So,
yeah. I think a band apart would have been hoping to face something that was trying to kite a little bit more, trying to face something that didn't want to get up close, but this Phoebe team just could handle it. They could dish out enough damage and then just brawl once, even after they lost the bombers, brawl with the last 4 ships in their core. So now we've just got the Crucifier left, one last ship. This is going to be a very fast match here, only going to like 6 minutes maybe, and he's going to go for the Edge of Glory, I think. This Crucifier is burning directly to the edge of the arena. He's going to show us exactly what happens when you leave the arena in the Alliance tournament. As he heads towards the edge, he's at 106 kilometers now. Of course, 125 is the edge of this arena. Once you cross that, the tournament tool automatically destroys your ship. And there he goes. Yep. Exploded due to a boundary violation, and that gives the win to Phoebe Freeport Republic, who I think surprised people last year and then have surprised people again this year with really strong performances.
Yeah, unfortunately, a band apart will be no longer a part of this tournament, and Phoebe Freeport will be going up against the Ronin in the next round.
Yep, and we'll send you back to the guys in the studio.
They're not diving?
Watch
They're
it,
not,
Buster
they're not
jumps.
diving. They're not
Michael
diving.
jumps.
Shit.
They jumped. Okay, well,
They jump.
Up, they jump up. What the?
And a band departed as Phoebe closes the doors. Gentlemen, what do we see there?
It was a pretty interesting fight. You saw the instant focusing from ABA on the Phoebe bombers with missile disruptors to, I guess, with the idea of just dropping the DPS from Phoebe as soon as possible and the rush. But in the process, lost 1 slep very quickly and the second slep soon after. So the loss of those 2 sleps means that they no longer have any links. So if they were running skirmish links, they're not able to move around the field as much. And crucially, their reps and their tank, even without reps, is dropped hugely. So already at a massive disadvantage within a couple of minutes or a minute or so. The logistics lost on both sides pretty quickly. But you know, once those 2 sleps go down, there's just no way for ABA to be able to outbrawl the cores of PFR. They were just far too strong, and there's just no way that they can break through them once they lose their own cores, the 2 sleps and their logistics ships.
Ryan?
Yeah, it looks like they tried to gamble on trying to move in quickly and make a lot of damage and then see if they could just keep up in front of what they were facing by basically just whacking everything before they could do it. But looks like it didn't come up aces this time, and they bit off more than they could chew. I was initially pretty impressed with putting those sensor or missile guidance disruptors on the bombers. Thought maybe they might be able to pull it through, but it looks like it wasn't enough, and they just tried to run in the door, and Phoebe just slammed the door right on top of them.
That's their policy now.
Yeah, apparently they're just surprising everybody. I'm constantly being impressed.
We will see them moving onward. 404 Alliance Not Found set to go up against the Exodus. Phoebe Freeport Republic, as moderator noted, going up against the Ronin. Those matches set to kick off at around 16:20 Eve time, 16:20, 16:40 respectively. we have an infographic just about ready to go for the match we just saw to see how Phoebe Freeport delivered their damage and how a Band Apart received it.
Well, does that damage total include the ship that decided to go to the Edge of Glory?
I don't know. I don't believe that it does. I think that any
it's
damage,
negligible anyways.
It's damage dealt, so it actually has to come from the team delivering.
The damage really was massive. I mean, a Sleipnir, you could assume was XLASB fit, plus you've got both of those Sleipnirs with links, plus the Scimitar, and you could just see both of those Sleps. I mean, the XLASB by itself is a massive tank. The Simi tank on top, the Simi reps on top of that. To be able to break through that is insane. The amount of DPS. Obviously, with the Sig Bloom of them rushing straight in on top was massive, and those two Sleps just went down very, very quickly.
And some interesting choices on both sides that we see there, and that were mentioned in the booth. The Vagabonds coming in for a Band Apart. Speedy Ship's pretty good on TQ, but not really performing here. And then on the Phoebe Freeport side, using the Scythe for their Logi instead of whatever else they could have fielded in for that.
Simi would be the obvious choice, but perhaps it was a points. Perhaps they didn't have the points to field that. Who knows why they brought that? But still able to pull out a win.
Well, the Scythe did its job. I mean, so props to them for that. I mean, obviously I'd prefer a Scimitar over a Scythe, but you got to deal with the points costs and all that. The thing as me and Zarvox found in the thing we played with the 07 show a couple weeks ago, they can be a little squishy. So,
definitely squishy.
Me personally, I'm not a big fan of Vagabonds in this format.
Certainly an interesting choice and appropriately punished by their opponents.
With a definite punishment. You're going to rush at us. We are going to blap your links off the field. We're going to blap your cores off the field in the first minute or two. And then what are you going to do? You can't out-brawl our Navy Scorps and our cores. So if we can pop all of your links and your cores off the field, we got this. It was pretty good play.
Pretty good play. If you're watching at home and you're a little bit confused about some of the intricacies of Alliance tournament play and the decisions that are being made by the pilots on the field, there is a great explanation of the entire Alliance tournament available on YouTube, prepared by our very own commentator, Moderator. Contributing a wonderful amount of content for the public and for general consumption. I think that the name of the video is the $250,000 tournament. Is that, or $255,000 cup? Is that right? Mod's he's giving me the thumbs up. Definitely hop onto YouTube, check out his videos. Very descriptive and a wonderful way to get your friends and your family into EVE, taking a look at things step by step. He goes through the rules, he goes through the participating alliances, and he goes through some of the tactics and history of the Alliance tournament. It's a wonderful watch. And if you've got anything to say to Moderator after watching those videos, feel free to do so on Twitter. His Twitter tag @Moderator, spelled MAWDERATOR, Moderator, like his amazingly big mouth. What's up, Moderator?